We are right on time to go to our next presentation. Dr. Arif Sadri from Florida International University is going to present on complex networks perspective toward accelerated bridge construction. Dr. Sadri.
So my name is Arif. I'm working with Dr. Mehrabi, and we have an excellent student, Ashraf. He's the PhD student, close to his milestone. And this research project is on complex networks, perspectives towards accelerated bridge construction. So first of all, I appreciate all the great presentations today. It was fascinating. And then while the idea in this project is that while you are working on a lot of complicated task more in a localized context, what happens to the network, what happens to your neighborhood? So that's the idea we're trying to bring into the context. One purpose of this research day, as Dr. Mehrabi mentioned, to further identify collaboration opportunities. This is what we do in our lab. Basically, we try to introduce the network aspects of infrastructure systems, their codependence, and primarily we'll deal with the social systems and physical systems. And then how does it map into resilience and sustainability research? So if you feel free, based on our discussion today, if you think we can collaborate, please let me know. This is the quick outline of my presentation. The ones highlighted in red, that will be my focus today, because the previous part we have discussed in the last research day. I won't spend too much time on the introduction, but again, as I mentioned, that while we do fascinating job in a localized context, like the ABC activities, we are constrained by cost, schedule. So, and what happens to the network itself, right? How much, depending on how much time you spend, what happens to the network? But when we say network, it can be considered at different scale, right? What happens in Miami Beach does not imply the same meaning to the bigger scale, like what happens to the Miami-Dade County itself. So that's what we're trying to bring into the context. And then it also has a notion of resilience, right? While you're doing the job, then does it cascade? So in the system, what happens? So it's not only the neighborhood, but what happens to higher degree network components, right? If you have a bridge, then what happens to the other bridges and so on, in a cascading manner. So this is the goal. I think I'll skip since I missed some of the minutes earlier on. I think this is the goal, as I mentioned, introducing network concept into the ABC activities, and then understanding the vulnerability of the bridges. Basically, what we're trying to see that if we take mobility, they're going from one place to another place. Not only people, but different types of vehicular modes we can consider, right? So now when we do something on a given bridge, how much it affect onto the neighborhood, that's what we're trying to establish. But I just wanted to say, if you think of connectivity of the road, you have the node, the junctions, if you can consider them as junction, and as well as the links, traffic links. So basically, when you introduce network concepts, you are looking into the junctions and all, as well as the links itself. So that's how the connectivity is defined, right? So these are the two hypothetical networks. And then when you have a bridge, the one I've highlighted, D2, the bridge, you see that it carries more weights. It is more central in this network based on his position in this simple network, as you can see here. So what I'm trying to convey here, that not only the bridges, but also you see 2 and 9 is the immediate nodes for bridge 2, as it being part of that particular link, traffic link. So that's what we mean by doing network experiment for ABC activities. So this is what we proposed, 5 different tasks, because before we move on, it was a little outside of my scope. So that's why we had to do some comprehensive literature review. And then, as I mentioned, we used the hypothetical network, but do we have the data to to move on to the next step. That was the task 2. And then the scaling effect, right? So the same bridge, since we are trying to establish a relationship at different scale, what are the scales that can make sense out of it? Then you actually do the network experiment. Finally, the results and reporting. A lot of studies, these are the ones that are particularly relevant. They looked into more optimization framework, but one key difference of our approach is that it can explain the resilience notion as well as the scaling effects, which I'll show in a bit. One important part of literature review is not only the literature that already exists, but also the network science literature itself for the audience to understand better in terms of what we're doing in this project. So just a quick snapshot of the literature. Again, it's available in the report. If you are interested, please go into the details. Moving on to the data collection, now we are looking for real world data to establish the connectivity. FDOT has been doing a great job putting on their website data, which is being updated time to time. So we are interested in bridge and the road itself so that we can map the road connectivity to the bridge that we are interested in. So basically, this is the two shape file that we took from the website, and then we started doing the network. And that's one of the reasons we were less impacted by COVID pandemic, as Dr. Mehrabi was suggesting. But in any case, so this is how once once we have the shape files, you start with the GIS modeling. We still don't have the network. GIS doesn't come as a network file. It's basically a shape file. So we had to do extensive work in terms of converting the shape files into network as a network in a network format, so that you can identify the connectivity from one component to the another component. So this is some example visualization for you to understand. So basically, again, the bridges. Now, when I talked about hypothetical network, this is more like the real network we see in the South Florida, right? And this is Miami Beach. Now, and these are different scales. So we identify different scales. So basically, the same bridge can be part of different network, as you can see, just to give you a sense of scaling, right? And we keep talking about scaling, but now it's coming into the reality. So we have this tool now that can give us the scaling effect understanding. So these are some results we have from the network. Again, we have performed the network. We have applied the network algorithms at different scales of the networks that I showed. This is the Key West one, and we have reported all the properties that make sense. And then we looked into the Miami Beach area. The red ones are the one that I'm talking about, the scale. This is for the Miami Beach network. This is Miami-Dade County. And then we have Miami-Dade, Broward. I think this is not the Broward, this is the Miami-Dade County itself. All the different visualization just to show that you are performing network experiment at different scales. But what the key takeaway that we have here. So now I'll move on to the results. So basically, this is the output of our study. If you see, I'll bring your attention to the yellow highlighted row. This is Collins Avenue. The right column shows which bridge it is, and you can see that it changes its weight. It changes its rank, right? And when I was talking about, there are two things. It's not only the connectivity, right? The bridges also carry different types of traffic volume. So you can treat the network in an unweighted fashion or an weighted fashion. So just by introducing the weights, right? When you consider the traffic weight, the topological credential is changing, right? It's not changing significantly because we are looking into the effect at the same scale. This is the Miami-Dade scale. At the Miami-Dade scale, so just by looking into the weights, if you add the traffic component to it, the same bridge is changing. Although Collins Avenue is not changing that much, but the red highlighted ones are the ones that are changing significantly. So that's basically within the same scale, because of weight as traffic, it changes significantly. So that's one aspect of the finding we have. Also, we have same results for the Florida network, pretty much the same we did. We are trying to highlight identifying the bridges and what are the bridges and how much they have changed because of traffic volumes being considered at the given scale. So these are just the visualization that at the Key West scale, this is how it looks like. These are the most central bridges, meaning that they carry more value. And then how much it is, you can identify from the results we have reported. This is the Collins Avenue I'm talking about, right? This is the same bridge. If you add traffic volume onto that network, it gives you a different insight, right? Considering traffic, then how it changes its topological credential. Again, these are different scales. So basically, as I mentioned, I'm going to show you also the scaling effect. This is the scaling effect actually. So now the yellow ones are the bridge rank at different scale: Florida, Miami-Dade, Miami Beach. The red highlighted one is the base ranking that we have, right? If you have this ranking at the Miami Beach, but these bridges, when we consider as part of a larger network, they are carrying different credentials. So that's the pretty much the findings we have explaining the scaling effect. And also, as I mentioned, the Collins Avenue, when you look into the scaling effect for the link property, the previous slide was for the node properties. The node properties are also changing, if you remember, node and link. So the link property, I'm just showing you here, the second row is the Collins Avenue. It's changing. It was at the Miami-Dade scale, it was ranked 20, but in the Miami Beach and then Florida, it is carrying. Basically, this is a quantitative assessment of the topological credential of the bridges. Again, these conclusions are more rhetoric. I'm going to spend another few seconds. I know I'm close to end of time. We are running ahead of time in terms of our work progress. We have done pretty much really well in terms of the network experiment. Now it's basically we have to translate our results as well as the tool to the audience as much as possible to make more impact. And then there's a study by Sajjad and Islam, I believe, earlier on, looking into the safety perspective. I would be happy to collaborate if we can discuss further on that. So now once we know this value, once we have this quantitative assessment, how can this benefit the safety research that you guys are doing? Again, just a few more updates. We are going to present this research to TRB conference coming January. This will be a great venue for us to show our result. Our project report is available on the ABC-UTC website. We filed for an, we have come up with the disclosures. The application is pending. Well, basically we're looking for a patent. And startup FI is helping us to commercialize the project. One thing we're struggling is basically getting advisory board members. Again, the TRB conference would be a great venue for that. But if you know someone who might be interested, please do contact me. Again, this is the snapshot of our tool. What is the input, what is the output? And we're going to spend significant amount of time to commercialize this concept and the tool itself. With that, I'll conclude. And this is my contact information. Please feel free to contact me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sadri, and good effort to making it right on time. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We don't have time for questions, but again, you have Dr. Sadri's email address there. You can contact him directly. Any opinion, any comment, any, as he mentioned, collaboration that can happen, we'll appreciate it. Thank you very much, Dr. Sadri.